Okay, here we are back out. Already starting off with some brass. Always nice. Now we're out here in the desert today. It's a beautiful day today. Damn, it's nice. But today we're out here and gonna be doing a little scrapping. Picking up some brass, some steel. And today we're gonna try a little something else. Different thing I'd like to do with the channel. Before we talk about what I want to do, I want to show you really just what I use. Basically just buckets. There goes my hat. Like I said, it was a windy day. All right, maybe we'll just do without that. Nice and cloudy out. So what I use is just a little Harbor Freight magnet on a little thing I made here. Now I know there are a myriad of many other magnet options, rollers, etc. But I will say that I've been using this one for years now, and it works very well. The other ones are good for if you have a flat area without anything else in it, but when you're working on this kind of stuff, when you're working, if you want to reach in, you know, into the nastiness, into the sticker bushes, into the cactuses, you reach in, pull them out, come out unscathed. And then, oops, I'm mixing my brass. I already found a couple brass today. Don't want to lose that. So anyways, what I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to take this channel in, is I want to talk about what I know. A lot of people do stories. Shoot, there's a guy on YouTube right now. He's a real estate guy, and he does stories about the news. Things that he knows. I know police work. As I said in my earlier video, I did that for 24 years. And I know scrapping. So, what I think I'd like to do is start telling some stories. Police stories. Now, don't worry. I ain't gonna get political. Believe me. And if people do start getting political in the comments, I'm just going to delete it. That's not what this is about. Police work has been described, I should say, as a glimpse at the backstage of life. And of that, I will 100% agree. You get to see shit that would turn some people's stomachs. But what it also gives you a chance to see is some really interesting and some really cool and also some downright funny things that happen. It's not all downers. Life isn't all downers, if I can talk today. And by the way, if I do stutter, I apologize. Sometimes I do. And I'm a dad, so if I do dad stuff like finger guns, and I apologize. They may come out. But going back to what I was saying, police work does give you some very interesting stories. And today we're going to talk about one. Today we're going to talk about the name game. Now the name game is something that if you're a cop, you know what that is, okay? Name game has been played since people have been taking records. I'm sure people were lying to Roman centurions back in the day. So anyways, the name game. People lying about their name. Now in my 24 years, I was a patrol officer the entire time. So I was the dude in the uniform, in the patrol car, the guy that showed up to the call. So I was the one dealing with the public the most. Me and all my other patrol guys, of course. Never forget them. But we're the ones out there talking to people, so we're the ones that get lied to. And shockingly, people do lie to the cops, so you're gonna get lied to. I'd say the biggest two reasons I had for people lying to me was A, they don't want to get in trouble under their name. What a better thing to have. I'll get in trouble under his name. Then the other one, which is, I would say, far more prevalent, is somebody who has a warrant. A warrant for their arrest, meaning that they did something, they got a criminal ticket, and they were told to show up in court. They didn't. There's a myriad of reasons. You didn't show up for your first court date, second, third, didn't show up for a class, didn't pay a fine. They got a million reasons. But there are warrants, and there are warrants for people who've done really bad stuff. So my job, of course, along with many other things, is to find out if people are wanted. So I'm gonna give you an example of the name game, and I may exaggerate a tad just to show what some people might say in a certain situation. They don't all say that. Not everybody is this way. Not everybody lies to the police. But here we go. So let's say here you are. You are the police officer. You get a call. Ooh, look at all this here. This is a lot of shells. You get a call of trespassing. Trespassing. Probably one of the most common calls you're gonna get. Somebody is where they're not supposed to be. Somebody going nuts in a store, throwing things around. Ex-boyfriend showed up. That's not good. Ex-girlfriend showed up. Those are interesting. Anywho, you get the call, trespassing. Someone's there, he's not supposed to be there. You get there, you find Joe Schmo is on site. There's brass. You talk to the homeowner, business owner, what have you. He says, I don't know, Joe Schmo, or whatever his name is. I don't want him on my property. Please have him leave. Gotcha. Go over there, talk to the guy. Hey, man, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm just waiting on a friend, man. Another big one, just waiting on a friend. So you go through the rigmarole, tell him he's not allowed to be there, yada, 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 and then you say, hey, man, just got to get your name. Make sure you're not, you know, some wanted person, wanted out of 50 states, etc. Just got to get your name. And then you see the name game begin, if it's going to begin. They'll say, my name? Yeah, you. Me? No, the other guy. So already we're getting evasive answers. Where do you live? On the other street. What other street? A couple blocks over. Which house? The red house. As you see, you're now pulling your hair out. Anyways, you ask them for their name. They give you the name, but he says his name is Joe Schmo, but he says his name is Joe Johnson. His date of birth of 1/1 of 82. Made that up. So, even though I feel he's either run around, getting some evasiveness, getting some early red warning flags about lying, I don't say a word. I say Joe Johnson, 1/1 of 82, no problem. Go back to the car, run it up, comes back, no record found. Now, what that means is if you have a license or an ID card out of any state, it's somewhere. Okay, so you give me, you tell me that you've had an ID card out of Arizona under the name Joe Johnson. Yep, Joe Johnson, 1/1 of 82. Okay, run that. Already came back, no record found. But I won't say anything. I won't say anything. Then I'll start talking to you about something else. You know, whatever we're there for. Now, as I said, my goal is to deal with the call and also find out if this person is a wanted guy or not. So after I'm done talking to him about whatever, now that he's forgotten about the name he's given me, I wrote it down. He didn't. Okay, so now I asked him again, what's your name? Gives me a name, and it may or may not be the same one. Now comes the point where you start the confrontation. Maybe. What I'll tell him at that point is, I'll say, all right, here's the deal, man. You've given me your name. and you say you have an ID. And I believe you. I believe you. I do. I believe you have a license out of Arizona or whatever state he said. However, it's coming back no record. Okay? Meaning one of two things. Now, this is my script, by the way. Meaning one of two things. Either you don't have a license out of Arizona, which I believe you do, or you're lying to me about your name. Another brass. Now, at that point, I would take out the card I'd written and I'd say, I've written down a name here, okay? And I'm a very forgiving man, and I am. However, you've lied to me about your name. I know you've lied to me about your name. But as I said, I'm a very forgiving man. Now, I go on how long it takes me to get the truth. If you make me sit here and hem and haw with you for 10, 20 minutes about your name, I'm going to charge you with lying to the police, which is a crime in the state of Arizona. It only says, the last line of that law says, misleading a peace officer is a crime. So, at that point, I hold out the card and I say, if you've lied to me up to this point, I'm willing to tear this card up and start anew. Now, what is your name? And god damn it, if they didn't, about 95% of people gave it up. And I would teach that to the new people, and it worked. It really worked. You know why it worked? Because people want to be good. People are good. I know that might sound weird for me, but or from what I've done as a, you know, as a profession, but you see it. I mean, you really see that people are good, and that's why it's easy to tell a lie sometimes, because people know it's wrong. They know. I'm not saying I've never lied, but I'm not a good one. So anyways, that is the name game. Now, little follow-up. Let's say they continue. No, that's my name, that's my name, that's my name. I don't care what you say, that's my name. Well, then we start other stuff. Now, back in the day, you couldn't pull photos. It was hard to. You had to like either drive to the jail straight up and look at their computers. I remember back in like late 90s, I should say, we had a guy who had a printer in his car, and we thought that was just the coolest thing. And it was that shitty fax paper, looked like crap, but we were able to pull a photo. But so yeah, if they continue to lie, we'll just start pulling photos. Photos are good for when like you have somebody who's given their brother's name and they know it really well. I mean, they know the height, weight, you know, they're close in height and weight, they look similar. That's when you can do it. Now, I have gotten people who've given their brother's info before. Takes longer to uncover that lie because it's harder to unravel. But that's the name game. And I'm gonna tell you guys another story of how the name game hurt an innocent person, or let's say, yeah, I say hurt, not physically, but definitely hurt them. And how that person who played the name game wound up as a current resident of the Arizona Department of Corrections. But that's all for now. Ooh, look at that. Live round, live 22. Ooh, got a little, nope, not a good one, not a good one. And with that, folks, we're gonna sign off. Keep tuning in. Keep looking out here at all this amazing stuff. We're gonna keep scrapping. We're gonna keep looking for brass, live rounds, etc. But stay with us. I thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have a great one.